your opponent's leg, right in half guard. Right. When I'm here, I'm going to start from the flat position, right? You have to ensure you have the underhook, right? You're completely flat. He has flattened you out. What you want to do is you want to get to your side, right? You want to get to this position. You want to get to this position, right? So, right? What you want to get is that once you're here, right? So once you're flat, in order to start to escape, the main thing you want to get is this hand on his knee. Right. Now he's going to keep it really tight like this because he doesn't want me to escape. Now I can't put my hand. If I try to put my hand, it's not going to work. So what I will do is I will lead with my elbow into his knee. Can you see that? Right? With my elbow I lead it in. Then what I will start to do is I will push with my elbow. As I push with my elbow, I am going to get to my palm. Now as I am pushing, I want to roll over my elbow and come front. So like this. So the elbow comes in, I start to push, I lift his shoulder over and I get my hand on his knee like this. From here, what I want to do is I want to slide, not here on the underhook, I want to slide up like this, can you see? I want to keep my head really tight to the body like this, but you can't be getting me, right? But let's see, because if it's loose like this, I'm in trouble. But if I keep my chin down and keep it tight, I have a better chance. Now, once I'm here, I don't let this position go. I want to keep this tight because if he tries to push me back down, right? It's difficult for him to properly control. But if I let this go, he can push me down. I'm in trouble, right? And if he's knee, then I'm in trouble again. So from here, if I have to reset to escape, my elbow, I push. From here, what I want to do is post, right? Keeping this tight, I want to post, and the leg that is loose, I want to bring it straight out. Now, when I'm moving, I want to look behind because remember, when I'm here, my body is facing that way. Right? It's facing that way. I'm trying to go that way to escape. So what I want to do, because if I'm looking down, it's difficult for my body to go out. So, but if I look behind, I can escape. Right? Yeah. I can get away from there completely. Now I'll do it really slowly to show you how it works in smooth motion. Right? So I'm flat, right? So what I'll do is first I dig my elbow, right, in order to get my balance. Now usually, even though I push it, it's difficult for me to roll up on the guy. So what I will do is I'll control him tight and I'll try to take my hand, which is in the under position, and try to push him over my head. So something like this, as high as I can. Normally what he will do is try to catch himself and bring him back down. In the time that he bring it here, I can put my elbow in, push, control, post, and I escape and I go. Right? Now that is simple. Right? That is the fundamental way in order to escape. Right? Now we are going to apply what I just showed you in the other three positions besides the back. The back requires something totally different. That is full guard, side control, and mount. Now we did the half guard. Right? So now from full guard, now I'm here. Right? I have to make sure when I'm locking my guard not to keep it here. It's low. I want to keep it as high as I can. The objective when I keep it high is so that I can keep him tight to me. If I keep it here, he can lean back. Lean back means he can start punching and I'm in trouble. Right? So what I want to do, if I'm in this position and he starts to hit me, I want to control, bring him tight. Okay? From here, what I will do is, I take this hand and I'll put it across him. Right? I'll let go of my guard, and what I want to do is, I want to push him back, and this knee, I want to slide it inside. Right? What I want to do is essentially turn it over, bring my foot like this, and my hook here. Right? Come back. Huh? So now, this is me, I will control. Right? This is called guard. So if you start hitting it, you can do it. Right? I can control. Then I'm going to start to push with my foot across. Now, when I keep it here, he's going to come forward because he wants to attack me. When he does that, this foot, I stick it in like this. Essentially, from there, from the guard, I go to half guard. Right? All I have to do from here, as I push, I am going to drop this foot down. At the same time, I am going to get the underhook ideally around the hip. Once I am here, I am going to stay tight, look behind, pull my foot out, I am going to escape. Right. So I will do it with slow motion. Here, I got into a bad position, it starts hitting me. Control, push, come forward, slide the foot in, control, get the foot out, stand, and finish the guy. Right? So those are the first two positions. Side control, sorry, off guard, and the full guard escape. Now, for side control. Now, the importance to remember, whichever way you like. Whichever way he falls is immaterial. But what you have to remember in any of these positions is the underhook. Now, if I'm escaping on my right side like I showed you, you have to have the right underhook. If everything is on the left hand side, I have the left underhook. Now, he's leaning on my left hand, which means my right is exposed. That's the hand that I need to slide in. But what has happened here is I have let him get the position. So before he gets the position, I must have my hand in the underhook like so. Right? So for example, so just stand and just pass the guard and just come to side control. Stand. So he passes. As soon as he passes, that's what I need to get. Right? So from here, what I have to do is plant my foot, one leg flat. If you are both up, it's no problem. But I kind of feel comfortable with one leg flat. Then with this hand and this foot, I will push as hard as I can that way. Now, you will not be able to roll him over, but at least you create enough space to slide underneath the guy. Right? So from here, what I will do is I throw and I push. Right? Now come back to the knee. I push. Now come to the leg. That way I can start to drive it. Right? I'll show you again. This time you should keep it with control. Right? Side control. Look. Right? So what I will do is I'll push. When I go to push, he's going to keep a little bit of balance. So you're going to get it, right? So I'll push. Possibly even give it this position. But that's essentially what you need to do. You can do pushing the guy, sliding underneath. Okay. Now from the mount. Right. From the mount position, you have come to a position where you have truly messed up everything. This is beside the back. This is the second worst position you can be in, because from here you can get finished very easily with strikes, right, or submission. So how do I escape this position? Number one, don't ever forget this. You first need to have control of him, because if you try to escape, right, try to roll in without first controlling him, he's going to stay on top he's going to keep bashing you, or worse, he's going to submit you. So what I want to do is, when he starts to hit me, hold the base, bucking forward, grab around the base. Right? Now, when I do this, my face is tucked on his chest. But you are just stalling the position. That means you are just waiting that position. You need to start to escape. Usually, for the guy on the top, in order to escape this position, is when I have my head on his stomach, he will slide either this hand or this hand, doesn't matter. He slide in between his chest and my head, put it on his forearm and push me down. So if I'm like this, right? He start to push it down. Right? That's one way. The other way is where he will bring the hand in between like this, create space and push. So I will lift. You see what he'll do to create the space. Now, when he goes to do this, right? Because he has to hit you now. When he goes to do this, he has only one hand to control himself. So what I will do is from here, I will take my hands and I'll hold his hips. So this is done really fast, but I'm breaking it down slowly. I'll keep my hand on his hips, one leg up, one knee up, one leg flat. And I try to push him as hard as I can this way. Now, the problem with this is that most times you will not roll him over. Most times what's going to happen when I go to push him, he's going to push this leg up, and he's going to post like this. Now, this is the ideal situation that you want to get. So when he posts, he creates a little bit of space that allows you to shrimp out to get the half guard in order to escape. So, really slowly he does some ground and pound. So when he starts to do this, I'm going to grip, push him forward, and I'm going to hold him in. Then what he's going to do is going to try to slide his hand. Then I'm going to push. No, don't do it. Push it in. Push it down. Now when he does this, I'm going to put my left leg over and get my left hand over. See, I go to the side and I push it. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to stick my elbow in, grip, force, and I'm out. Very simple. This requires, this requires a lot of repetition. Following this step by step, more repetition you do, the easier it's going to get, right? But fitness is key. The more fitter you are, the better strength training you do, and sport specific. That means you do bridge and roll, right? And Turkish get up. The more you can do those sort of exercises, the stronger you will get in order to escape effectively, right? So now, what to do when he takes my back? One set, right? Now, you have come to this situation where he has taken your back. Now, what you have to realize is a simple thing that I tell everybody is you're a piece of meat, right? And you're going to be cooked on a frying pan. The mount position is the frying pan. Heat is on, you're in the frying pan. But when you come to this, you've been taken out of the frying pan, you're in the fire. You're in a really bad position, right? So what you want to do in the basic position, that is the guard, half guard, side control, full mount. From the basic positions, this is the worst of the lot. You get other worst positions, but in the basic position, this is the worst. So what I want to do to escape this is a simple thing. I do not let him grab my neck. So when he goes to choke me, do not keep your neck up like this, right? Because then you're going to be choked. Best thing to do is when he goes to strike the hand, chin down, two hands on one wrist. That's why they say 2 on 1. This is what it meant. 2 hands, 1 wrist. And I control. Now, in order for me to escape the position, besides him doing a triangle, right? This is just the basic. From here, what I will do is, I will lean back and I will lean to the side. Now, from here, what I will try to do, while I am defending, is to try to get my hip out. Now, when I go to put my hip out, he's going to try to mount, but at least I'm out of the back position. So from here, I'll control, I'll turn. Now, when he goes to mount, control. Then I push and I keep shrinking in order to escape. Okay, right. Those are 5 basic positions to escape using the half guard escape. Now, I'll show you one extra thing from the mount, right? If you do this correctly, most times you will get the reversal, right? So now when he mounts me, right? Now the same principle applies. When he mounts, I must first control him. If I don't control him, I'm getting smashed. So what I will do, as he's hitting me, I back and I control. Now, when he goes to catch himself, he has to balance himself now. So when he does this from here, what I will do is, I'll connect my hands together over one of his hands. I'll go monkey grip. Not that, I'll go monkey grip. Right? I'll show you the monkey grip later. I'll connect for one hand and then I will bring it tighter to my chest like this. Now, once it's here, if it has to pull the hand up, do everything and pull it. Pull. Right. You saw how long it took for him to take the hand out? Right. Come back to the position. Now, in that time, before he can pull it out, because I keep it tight, see, monkey grip, elbow tight, elbow tight. So, he's forced to be on one side. His weight is leaning to my left. That is the ideal time for me to reverse him over. So what I do is one leg down like this, one knee facing up, one leg down. And when I go to roll, a lot of you tend to look at the guy and try to roll. You must look at where you're trying to roll. So what I do, I look at a point 45 degrees. That means if I extend my hand and my head, 2 lines, 45 degrees is somewhere here. So I'll see the point there, I'll hold him really tight, I'll look at him and I will buck. That means buck means I lift and I roll. I get to the guard position. So I'll show that again. So from here, I'm here in the back position, I'm hitting me. So catch himself, I grip, I look, I roll. Who is very experienced or who's strong or bigger than me, right? I find it very easy to do, not easy, but I can get success with it. Is that now once I get the half guard, I hook the legs like so, like I showed you before. I get the underhook, right? Now if I can't reach for this because he's too heavy or too tight on me to control it, what I'll do is I'll connect my hands together, like so. Okay? Can you come here? Right? I connect my hands together tight. Not here. If it's here, it's going to be loose. I want to connect it here. So the objective is still the same because I have the underhook on my right side, the right leg. Right? I'm trying to turn underneath. Turn my hips underneath. So what I'll first do is, because I need to get underneath him, I'll push him. I'll lift and I'll push him. Like so, right? And I keep controlling and I get underneath. Then I get the hip, I pause. If he continues to stay tight on me, get my hips out, knee tap, or I escape out. Basically, you're connecting the hands and then you lift him underneath and you sneak below his head and try to grab his